Very good afternoon. Uh, Most of the significant jobs are generally done by a small set of people. That's what I heard. So, first of all, I'd like to thank CII for doing such a commendable job. I had some PPT, but I thought that this is an occasion where I can speak directly my mind. At the outset, I must say that all of us are attending such workshop numerous times. But today, for whatever reason, I am feeling very optimistic. 3 reasons. First of all, recently, November 4 to 6, we had visitors conclave in Rashtrapati Bhavan. I have seen the commitment from the highest level of the government. Today, I am seeing commitment from DST. Thank you, sir. I have never seen Secretary DST attending a session which is almost empty. Thank you once again. And third point is, we have some base called imprint, Gyan, some pieces like that. These 3 makes me comfortable. But at the same time, I think this is the time where we should introspect. Please don't mind, I'm speaking absolutely my mind. And then I also congratulate Shalini, because you have not used the word institute, you have used the word university. And I would have preferred a third parameter here called society. I have never seen any ad of any company saying what they're doing for eradicating malnutrition. At the end of the day, industry means profit. Whatever. Bottom line is the ultimate objective. At least for public funded institutions, can it be the vision to do research just for enhancing the profit of the industries? Can we afford to do that? I would like to look at from that perspective also. Next is, I would like to introduce myself as an IIT dropout. I joined IIT B.Tech program in electronics in Kharagpur, 1973. Like many of my friends, in those days, we preferred to study physics, Presidency College, which was considered to be at a very high level. Over the last 40 years, we have created great IITs. Yes, we have IIT Bombay, from whom we have many things to learn, but at the same time, we have allowed at least 15 great universities to decay. It's a fact of life. It's a fact of life. And today, we are talking about unification of life science, social science, basic science, and technology together. If we allow our university system to vanish, what is the difference between a university and an institute? Institute inherently is a focused area of education. And today, so internationally, the demand is unification. I have no hesitation to accept that we are pained to see when imprint first page came up. All 70s IITs. All 70 IITs. There is not a single in the concept paper making. In the concept paper making. We have to accept one thing. Pride, ownership is a must. And we need to have at least 100 odd institutions across our country. Otherwise, whatever we do, we can't do justice to our country. Yes, we have institutes like IIT Bombay, IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, role models. We have to copy from them. But at the same time, we have to carry at least 100 odd institutes. If you see, fortunately in Gyan, some NITs are also there. Around, as on date, because I am in the core committee, around 20% of the programs are coming from NITs. Gradually, we have to carry our institutes together. From a different perspective, since we have Professor Chandrasekhar here, we talk about innovation. First of all, we need to talk about innovation in policy making, innovation in administration. So we are very fortunate that at NIT Suratgarh, we are on the first beneficiaries about your program, 50-50 kind of venture. Rexroth Bosch offered 50% support up to 3 crores, provided 50% we give, and thanks to DST, only last week it was announced, we got 2.75 crores from DST support. But we can't spend because as a government sector institute, each paisa we have to spend as per so-called GFR. There is no way we can spend 2.75 crores. Our account department clearly said that's a no. Where is the guarantee? You have to go for advertisement, you have to go for shortlisting and all those. So what do we do with this? Similarly, many industries are coming to give top up to students who are working on good projects. But again, as per present norm, any student getting fellowship from any government funded agency cannot get a top up from anywhere else. I know IITs, they do some mechanism to get around this problem, but we are not in that privileged class. So we have students, good students, we have industries who are interested in paying extra, but our rule doesn't allow us to have a top-up. These are the issues we cannot just bypass. And everywhere, whenever I find chance, I say that this problem will be solved in one stroke if we can create an ambience whereby top 10% BTech students of IITs pursue their MTech and research in IITs. Why? Today, not a single top bracket BTech from any top institute, think any institute in a country to pursue for higher studies. Last week it came only in the newspaper. Last year, just this year, students migrating to US has increased by 30%. Whatever data we project here, the real data is 30% increase year on year, maximum ever. Our students have gone from our country for higher studies. Whatever process, whatever rules, output is a function of input. The quality of BTech students we get, unless we can retain them in the ambience, in the environment of our country, I don't think we will be going anywhere. On the other hand, if you see MIT, Stanford, their students want to pursue higher studies there and they are not allowed because they are supposed to go to some other institute. Let's face facts. This is the scenario. Yes, of late we have seen many persons from the industries are inducted into many board of governors, right as a member or as the chairperson. Very good move. We are getting fresh air. But have we ever noted that all these inductions are through nomination route? Executive position director, which comes through search cum selection process, there is not even a single application from the industry, unless there is an organic development. This kind of forced interjection is not going to help at all. Similarly, where is the reciprocity? How many faculty members are invited in the boards of industries? If a chairperson of an industry can be nominated as a chairperson of a great institute, can't we find a person from academia who becomes a managing director of one institute? So this has to be one-on-one. It cannot be one-sided. And finally, I don't have much of a time. Another dimension I would like to add, there are good industries, average industries. Similarly, there are good institutes and average institutes. This generalization is killing our system. Anybody, any faculty member of any IIT is better than any faculty member of any other institute. Any student of one class of institute better than any student of any other class of institute. This we have to change. Yes, again, I would reiterate again and again that we have great IITs. We have to follow from them. I was with IIT Bombay for quite some time. But classifying an institute by the class where they belong, time has come to dismantle this entire system. Fortunately, ICT has come up with ranking system. So this would be an answer to that. Coming back to another point, if we talk about MTech and research, no BTechs of IITs are in MTechs and research. So basically, it's the students of those so-called Tier 2, Tier 3 institutes who are involved in research in IITs, because it's not their own students. So if that is true, then why can't we request, say, auto sector, Chennai is the hub. What's wrong in having a research lab in Chennai? Involve some private institutes, involve some so-called third grade institutes, and invite professor from IIT Madras, as that would give the ownership. Unless you have ownership, whatever you do, I don't think it will remain on paper. So finally, I would conclude by saying that we have been discussing again and again, but again I am very hopeful. We have to think about some real, tangible, deliverable terms. Imprint, we have seen 500 crores already announced by our honorable HRM. Some IITs are already coordinating. I would love to see which industry, which organization from the industry is coordinating, how much they are contributing, what is they are contributing. If we talk about academia industries, why the industry link is missing? There has to be some specific industry. Similarly, Prime Minister's fund, I feel very unhappy when he said that we could get only 70 so far in about 120 billion people. And again, this is the problem. I tell you, since I am an IIT dropout, I worked with IIT Bombay, IIM Calcutta, and I work with NIT University, I am faculty of Yadavpur University. We can understand the sentiment outside so-called IIT system. It is not our product, it is IIT product. That has to be broken. That has to be broken. Any syllabus, any committee, I would always request you, please invite people from the universities, people from which you consider the worst engineering college, उसमें भी एक और दो faculty मिलेगा आपको, who is still working with passion. Unless, and I fully agree that this is one of the major problem for failure of NPTEL. Wonderful courses we have made, but there is no ownership. There is no ownership. So this we have to address, and finally, we have to think about domain specific, not institute, class of institute specific. Let's think of some domains, automobile. Identify some 10 institutes, identify some 5 industries. Those institutes, maybe IIT, NIT, university, private college, government college, whatever. So we have, and again I would conclude by saying, yes, we have models of IIT Bombay. I'm very proud of an institute, of having an institute like IIT Bombay, IIT Kanpur, but let's think beyond. When you talk about inclusiveness, that demands that. And the bottom line again, unless we spread this message, unless we increase our base to 100 plus institutes, whatever we do, nothing will succeed. But I'm very hopeful, and I'm sure Shalini and her team will keep on doing this excellent job, and I congratulate you all. Thank you.